Yo, what's up, Premiere Pro users? Welcome back to the Week in Premiere video podcast. I am your host, Sean Schools, also known as Premiere Bro, and I'm going to be guiding you through this week's top Premiere Pro news, tips, and tutorials from the week ending on Friday, July 22nd, 2016. I think last week I mentioned that there wasn't going to be any Week in Premiere, and I was wrong. There's not going to be any Week in Premiere next week. I will be taking a little personal time, a little family vacation. So I'll be taking a step away from Premiere Bro for just, the weekend and the week. Clear my brain. I hope I am missed, but if I am not, well, I don't care, because I will be on a lake with a beer in my hand. So there. All this is to say, this Week in Premiere, this video podcast is going to be a bit expedited as I am anxious to begin my vacation. So I'm just going to hit you up with some bullet points and we'll zoom through this Week in Premiere. Let's go. You already know what it is. First up, we got this Week in Premiere's Premiere Pro news. Leading off this Week in Premiere's Premiere Pro news is a replay of an awesome Facebook Live Q&A with Adobe Premiere Pro CC Senior Product Manager Al Mooney. This live Q&A was hosted by Blue Collar Post Collective, which is a fantastic Facebook group for post-production professionals who are eager and willing to help each other get ahead in the industry. I recommend everyone join. Just go right now and join. This Q&A was awesome. I watched the replay. Unfortunately, I couldn't participate in the live thing. Watched the replay, watched the whole replay, and it was awesome. There's a lot of great questions. There's a lot of great answers. And it's a terrific opportunity to learn more about the man himself, the face of Premiere Pro, as it were. Al and his team work very hard on this product, and Al talks about how he and his team listen to Premiere Pro users, how they go about implementing certain features. He talks about how they take the feedback of high-end professional editors and implement those features to the benefit of all of us who use Premiere Pro. I mean, this is just pure gold. So I definitely recommend you watch it. There's a link to the replay in the blog post. The link is in the description. Check it out. All right, next up we have another blog post from Scott Simmons, editor and blogger, featured on Pro Video Coalition. And in this post, Scott talks about same-day editing for the Country Music Festival, and this was done on the LumaForge Jellyfish, which is a shared storage solution. And if you're wondering, as I was, why it's called the Jellyfish, it's because when you hook up all the networking cables, it kind of resembles a jellyfish. This is a fascinating post. I highly recommend it, especially for you workflow junkies. It's got some cool stuff on the media browser and how that was used to share projects between editors on the LumaForge Jellyfish. So go ahead, check it out. Check out LumaForge, check out the Jellyfish, and learn some stuff. Here's a really interesting post from a man whose name is very difficult for me to pronounce, so I will forego trying. But you can see it written very clearly in the Week in Premiere blog post, link in the description. And this features the workflow, the post-production workflow for a feature film called Anna Unbound, which there's a link to the trailer where you can view it. And this is a cool post. Again, you workflow junkies are going to love this. The author goes through how they took the dailies, how they put the dailies into Premiere Pro, how each scene was its own Premiere Pro project, and then each of those project files were imported into the master Premiere Pro project file. It's a really cool workflow post, especially if you're looking for how do they edit a feature film in Premiere Pro. So go ahead and check this post out. Really interesting. Last week we introduced Premiere Gal. Premiere Gal is Kelsey Brannon, who is the first ever contributor to the Premiere Bro blog. She wrote an excellent post on using open captions in Premiere Pro CC 2015.3 and how to use that to really spice up your social media videos and make them not only more accessible but more viewable, especially without audio. Anyway, Kelsey, aka Premiere Gal, is now on Twitter, so go give the gal a follow. Here's a piece of breaking news. The Adobe Premiere Twitter handle was asked if it was just a bot, and you will be surprised to learn there are actual humans behind the Adobe Twitter handle, so go chat with them. All right, moving right along. Next is Premiere Pro Tips. I'm just going to assume that all of you know Vashi Nedemansky, and if you don't, you should Google him right now or go to his site, vashivisuals.com. This guy is one heck of a learnt Premiere Pro user, and he's always giving back to the Premiere Pro user community. Make that the whole post-production community. In fact, he's been doing it while editing feature film 6 Below. This is a Scott Wag film, W-A-U-G-H, Wag, do I have that right? It stars Josh Hartnett, and Vashi has been blogging, editing this feature film natively in 6K in Premiere Pro. So he's got a blog page, and he's been updating this blog page with pictures and tips and all kinds of facts about editing this film natively in 6K in Premiere Pro. It's a really cool post. Again, you can find the link in the Week in Premiere blog post, which you can get in the description below. Check it out. It's a fascinating read. Speaking of Vashi, Adobe Video World tweeted out a blog post of his in a weekly Premiere Pro tip thing that they've been running. And Vashi's blog post features editor and Adobe Premiere Pro trainer Dylan Osborne, who has created this thoroughly complete keyboard shortcut layout diagram for the Premiere Pro default keyboard layout for both Mac and PC, as well as his own advanced Final Cut Pro 7 keyboard shortcut layout. This improves upon the default Final Cut Pro 7 keyboard shortcut layout that you can find in Premiere Pro. So go ahead and check out this helpful diagram, especially if you're trying to memorize some keyboard shortcuts. This is where you want to start. It's time. It's time for Premiere Pro tutorials. First up, we have a video excerpt from a webinar series by Larry Jordan, a legendary trainer, not just in Premiere Pro, but so many other things. But here we have this week shared by Larry Jordan a spot on the Premiere Pro Adobe Audition dynamic link workflow. This is some really cool stuff. I definitely recommend you check this out if your thing is audio and you're a Premiere Pro user, because the relationship between Premiere Pro and Adobe Audition is just getting better with every release. And in Premiere Pro CC 2015.3, the dynamic link between the two is hot. Literally, it's a live link, and Larry demonstrates this by doing a quick video effect inside Premiere Pro, and it instantly updates in Adobe Audition. So these two Adobe applications are talking to each other live through a dynamic link. Really cool stuff. Watch the video and get some knowledge. Here we have, yet again, another fantastic Screenlight blog post. And this one is again by Jason Cox. Jason is a Premiere Pro, a certified Premiere Pro trainer. And this week he talks about how to create a text template in After Effects for Premiere Pro. Now, when I say template, I'm not being like generic or anything. I'm talking specifically about the template box that you can check under the Advanced tab in the composition settings in After Effects. And when you check this box, what it does, it converts any text layers in the composition into an editable field that you can type in inside Premiere Pro. Now, for instance, let's say you're creating a lower third in After Effects. Go ahead and check that box, make it a template, and in Premiere Pro, you can fill in the text. So this is a powerful and efficient way to work with text between After Effects and Premiere Pro. Next up, we have another motion array tutorial. Motion array is a stock library of After Effects templates, Premiere Pro templates. They got music, all kinds of free stuff. It's a great site. Check it out. This week, they teach us how to add a glossy effect to a logo. And this is a way to really make your logo very classy. And what I love about motion array tutorials is you assume you already know, but you don't. In this tutorial, they use the ramp, they use the set matte, and they use the linear wipe. And you would just assume, yeah, that's the linear wipe animating the gloss across the logo, but it's not. You don't know. You have to watch the video tutorial to find out. I love this tutorial, very easy to follow, and it instantly spices up your logos. Check it out. I've said this before, everybody has their top 10 tips, and this week Computer Clan shares their top 10 tips for faster editing in Premiere Pro. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. You have to watch the video. Needless to say, there's a lot of good stuff in here. In fact, there's 10 good stuff in here. This is a polished presentation. It's a well done video, definitely worth your time. Make sure you learn, or make sure you already know these 10 tips, because they will improve the speed of your editing. Great video. Wrapping up this week in Premiere's Premiere Pro tutorials, we have a video tutorial from Digimedia Pros. Digimedia Pros is the site creatives go to upgrade their skills. And this week, Curtis Frisch is Frisch? Sorry, Curtis, it's me, it's not you. Curtis is hosted by the main man at Digimedia Pros, Marcelo Lewin, and Curtis teaches us how to export audio from an NLE to import it into Pro Tools for audio finishing. And in the Week in Premiere blog post, which again, there's a link to it in the comments, I specifically list or name where he talks specifically about exporting audio from Premiere Pro. Curtis walks through the parameters of AAF and OMF export settings. So if you're looking to learn how to hand off audio to a mixer for professional audio finishing, this is a great video tutorial to learn how to do it. And that's it. Yes. Oh, so sad. There's no Week in Premiere next week. Like I said, I'm on vacation next week, so I will not be monitoring the Premiere Pro conversation and curating all this great stuff for you. I'm sorry. But I'll be back in full force the following week, so I will see you then. And that's it. Thanks for watching or listening. I appreciate you taking the time to do so. I hope you learned something about Premiere Pro. I hope this is valuable to you. If it's not, drop me a line in the comments and let me know how I can make it better. I'm always looking for ways to improve Premiere Pro because I want it to be a valuable resource for Premiere Pro users. So help me out with that. Once again, my name is Sean Schools, Premiere Pro. This has been another episode of Week in Premiere, the video podcast. Thank you for watching or listening.